after having eliminated some of the best teams, some of those who we thought were going to be competing in the winner's bracket all the way through until the end. The Gatekeepers are here looking to continue their winning streak and get their ticket booked. We'll have the attacker band come underway here from the Favelas, and I wonder if we'll see a similar set to as which we had for Oregon earlier.
Well, there it goes. The Thatcher going to be off the board early on. Would not be surprised if we see the Maverick ban as well, the Kaid, maybe the Wamai, maybe the Goyo, because we saw that earlier. All of these are very serious possibilities that we may see here in this ban phase, and it does seriously impact how these rounds will play out. With a significant ban like a Wamai or a Goyo, or the lack of a ban of a Mira, all of these can be huge. Ace is going to be our next attacker ban. And that's going to be the ban of the Gatekeepers. So they're going to want to remove those Selma charges from play. Not the biggest deal here on Oregon, because Thermite and Hibana both still in play, both very viable operators. In addition to the Maverick, because the Maverick is on the table, can be used to get those hatches open. Well, am I going to be our next ban? And again, that is a big meta shakeup. It changes the way teams are forced to play behind deployable shields. And that'll head over into our final ban, which will be the Valkyrie.
Well, we'll at least have the Maverick, so the Surrey Torch is still in play here, and there won't be so much of a struggle to get open that E-Box hatch, which has decided a great majority of these rounds. And I wonder how the Gatekeepers are going to go about this, right? Because we've seen a lot of very structured teams in their attacking approach, but we haven't seen yet what a full-out Gatekeepers assault and a very aggressive play from them looks like on Oregon. The Twitch pick comes in first here from Apollo. I seem to remember them playing this previously, though I want to say it was Mata who was on the Twitch on their cafe game. He'll switch off of it. So 6 pick onto the Hibana, so they have a little bit more in terms of the hard breaching, and then you've also got the Legion going over towards the Cade. So without a Thatcher, those Electroclaws are going to be real pesky. You're going to need to focus on clearing those. I don't know if Gatekeepers have really the capability to get those cleared, because you need to be kind of structured in order to clear them, right? You need to either focus on just directly going for the Surrey Torch, which requires you to, at the very least, make sure you're holding off the roams. But Gatekeepers aren't a team that likes to stay put, right? They're constantly pressing the issue and moving closer towards the objective.
Well, you talk about structured play, and I do wonder if the Favelas are the perfect formula of a team that can beat Gatekeepers here in this lower bracket. We've seen the Gatekeepers storm their way through, but we talked about the Favelas and how they bring that aggression in combination with very clean, strategic Challenger League level play. And maybe, just maybe, that is the perfect kryptonite for the Gatekeepers on their attack. If you can counter the aggression with a little bit of aggression, and then you can counter the strategy that the Gatekeepers bring to the table with your own aggression on the side, with your own strategy rather, on the side of Favelas, maybe that is the perfect amount of strategy that the Favelas are going to need to counter the Gatekeepers, because we have seen teams struggle time and time again dealing with the Gatekeepers and this variation, this variety of the strategy that they bring here to each of their maps. The opening pick gonna go in the favor of the Gatekeepers, with Fish getting overly aggressive. Apollo taking advantage of that early pick.
That is a great way to kick this one off. Losing Fish so early. We've seen what he can do if he's allowed to persevere and stay alive in some of these rounds. Gomez will toss out a gas canister, starting to get a bit shaky in this Harry Potter position. But Gomez instead will push up aggressive. The shotgun Splash wasn't ready for it. Just a bit of damage dealt there to the smoke, but Splash is all gone. And now the Gatekeepers lose their man advantage. We're back at equal with 2 of the top performers down early.
Well, now with the minute 30 to go in this 4v4 situation, this is still in the hands of both of these rosters. Apollo now assisting the Maverick with that Surrey Torch, opening up this E-Box hatch. Seems that we are getting this typical pressure here from these Gatekeepers. They're just going to be dropping an E-Box, assisting with that crossfire coming down the tower stairs. But Gomez, he's the man to prevent this. He is the smoke, waiting eagerly with the SMG-11, but the toxic babes go out in a combination with the frag grenades coming in from the attackers, burning that utility. Mata gonna take a bit of damage, while Gomez forced to rotate off as a barrage of grenades pours his direction. DS Lucas, his shield gonna be popped here as the E-box grenade will fall through. And now Gomez is forced to fall back, and he will take up a more passive position in laundry right now. The attacking pressure, surely it is mounting. Now with 45 seconds to go, with Pillars control in the hands of the Gatekeepers, they're going to be looking to extend this to a site take of the supply room. DS Lucas now waiting here over in the freezer, ready to take this if need be, challenging these long angles with the Alda and the holographic sight. Here come the concussions. Beastly full stun, but now the push. Rexevi gonna sneak his way in, drop the diffuser on the ground for his teammate. Swinging around, he'll take off the head of Beastly. That's gonna be a 4v3, a 3v3 as is Lucas finds Mata to equalize, removing the sledge from play. Ooh, the shot from DS Lucas. Rexevi hits the dirt, but another shot comes in, and Apollo with a triple kill. He finds two. He's got one more to find. That's Gomez, while Feltwinter puts the plant on the deck. Apollo here to cover the planter while Gomez swings around with the SMG-11. It's too much for Apollo. It's all up to Gomez in a 1v1. Feltwinter scrambling around with the diffuser on the ground. It's Feltwinter who has the shot, and he'll take down Gomez and the Gatekeepers, the successful first attack.
Even despite a massive stall out here, they will still nab the round. And the Gatekeepers could do a lot more with some early attacker wins just like that one. And wow, it's just so close there. The multi-kills that we see, Apollo really went huge to get that opener, and Fish is now, for once at least, denied his aggressive swinging nature. And maybe this will be him playing a little bit more passively. The Favelas aren't shaken, though. A return immediately to the basement for another go at it. We'll see them pretty much stick with the same operator lineup. Beastly got caught off a little bit off guard by Rexevi, who moved fast to push into the objective without wasting much of his time. The Gatekeepers, I think if they can just win and they don't even need to worry about the time being an issue, that says a lot about their performance as a team and the underdog factor. I mean, nobody expected to see them be able to defy the odds, and despite mounting efforts to shut them down by some of the best teams across this tournament, Gatekeepers just seems like they simply want it more.
Well, they clearly wanted that first round, and they took it with a vengeance, getting that 2v1 man advantage and getting that plant on the ground. But these attacking rounds, like you said, if these can go in the favor of the Gatekeepers, I mean, that is a strong message to send and a great way to kick off this first half. Now, going into round number 2, we're heading back to the basement. We're doing a repeat site for the Favelas. Clearly, they're ready to change something up. Beastly on that Mira. We're going to have our same lineup as well, though. Jolton on the Kaid. We're going to put those Electro Claws down, deny that breach if possible, but Rexevi will be taking up the Maverick and will surely be denying anything that those Electro Claws can possibly do here. Now 30 seconds into this round, still not much headway made for the attackers, but they have decisive pushes when it comes down to the wire, so not worried by any means. Fish once again, not supported by any deployable shield here or any utility, just going to be more passively holding the J bunker elbow, and will eventually retreat and use that pocket reinforcement to seal off his cover.
Bomb located by attackers.
Another early slow start here from the Gatekeepers. They've got to kind of shift this tempo up. I get it. You want to be kind of thorough in your push. You don't want to get stalled out too much. But the biggest advantage we've seen Gatekeepers take is their ability to catch you off guard and frag aggressively here. Rexevi begin the process of opening up the E-box hatch, and Gomez full flash now. Another set of flashes, and the frag is cooked as Gomez managed to escape it. No, he manages to smoke it out, but only delays his death by mere seconds, as Gomez will fall. A wonderful opener here for the Gatekeepers as they start off and immediately deny the smoke anything. Splashes, yeah, maybe he's hurt a little bit after throwing those flashes and taking a quick breath of the toxic gas, and somewhat the same for Mata, but ultimately a kill onto the smoke early as the opening frag is far more valuable.
Well, the next frag, not fully being delivered there from Jolton, but Feltwinter gonna go to the down but not out stage, looking to get picked up or at least revive herself with that withstand ability. Apollo looking to cover his teammate for the time being, but Fish trying to prevent the revive, trying to swing this J-bunker possibly. Here comes a fight though. That's going to be the Hibana next to challenge this. A little bit of a quick peeking battle, but Fish will prevail. And beat Fish in those 1v1 gunfights. Oh, the shot from Fish onto Splash through that tiny little hole. And that's going to be enough for Fish to secure his double kill. And now Mata swinging all the way around, looking to find one. That's going to be Fish finally cut down. And now in a 3v3 with 30 seconds to go. Beastly secures the trade, keeping the advantage in the side of the Favelas, but the Gatekeepers still very much in this fight. Rexevi, full HP with the diffuser in hand. No frag grenades left with 15 seconds on the board. Eventually, that plant's going to have to go down. C4 tossed. Does 50 HP to Rexevi. Finally, Feltwinter is down. Thus, Beastly now left to do all the work, and he will do it. He'll take down Rexevi, and that's going to be enough for the Favelas to secure round 2.
Running to the objective turns out to be the winning decision. And so we'll see round 3 start off at an equal standpoint without much as far as the storyline and who could move forward here. Really a lot of good success, I think, from the Gatekeepers in their openers. That was a really smart frag grenade. We consistently see Gomez play Oregon, play Smoke, and hide in that spot. So maybe the VOD reviewing went down for the Gatekeepers in this one, and they know that Gomez likes to hide there. Overall, it's a really common spot to see a Smoke be stationed, and he wasn't able to get that shotgun push we saw Fell Splash in the opening round. But
Defenders, protect your
every
bombs
round in
from
this
being defused
series,
by
in this
attackers.
map, really counts for a lot more than you might think. And you really need to start looking at the momentum, where it will go, and we'll start to decide that just a little bit as we decide who goes where and what happens in these next 2 rounds. As far as the site, Favelas have elected to go for a mirror hold in Kid's bedroom for the dorm setup. And you forgot the very traditional Malusi, so not too much out of place so far here.
Yeah, nothing out of the ordinary. We're seeing the usual setup go down here by the Favelas, and in addition to the Gatekeepers lineup, the usual stuff coming out from them as well. We've got Rexevi on the Maverick, Mata on the Hibana, the double hard breach, a staple of this dorm site, especially because you often go for that 2-pronged approach. Combination of attic pressure, usually the Maverick, and some closet pressure, typically your Hibana, your Thermite, or your Ace, depending on who you're bringing to the table. Of course, the Ace is banned, so that's not going to be an option for these players. So the Hibana will be the hard breach of choice. Splash hasn't wasted any time getting all the way up into Armory to work this pressure on the trophy side. This is what we've seen the Gatekeepers do in every map they've played, is early aggression, getting near the site quickly to possibly catch any rotating defenders off guard. Exactly what Mata's trying to do here on Kids as well, but will rotate around to go do the job of the Hibana and start opening up that master wall before any other push comes through.
Fish gonna rotate here, a lot of off-site presence, and it's so unusual to see Fish roam but not be on the Vigil. Like, I feel like he has so much success when he plays the Vigil on his cafes. We've seen him be just so impactful, but there he goes. Down without much of a peep, not so much as 1 HP dealt onto Splash, who will secure that opening frag, and the Gatekeepers remain consistent with it. In 3 rounds, the opener has gone their way every time. The Favelas managed to fight it back in previous attempts. Jolton, a lot of damage dealt to him here, sent just above 50. This will rotate closer to White Stairs with support from Gomez and Diaz Lucas. They'll now forfeit control of Kids and games, or rather just games, and they should be able to get open this wall if Mata can get the rotate in time. Diaz Lucas finds the refrag now as Feltwinter will fall. Your Zofia cut down quickly. And Splash, looking to push in further, finds the SMG-11, which takes his life. Apollo onto Jolton now after being on low HP for a long time. We'll see the Habana inches forward into the objective. Might try to go for the plant, but she doesn't have it in pocket. And no, Mata killed by the gas canister, choking the life out of him. It's the rappel, the nitro cell sent flying, but Rexevi drops down without so much as a word. We'll see him get the weary frag. Apollo's down. Just a 1v2. Can he get this done between Gomez and DS Lucas? The smoke has the shotgun. We'll see the angle played here. This mirror window yet to be cleared. This should be an easy swing for Gomez. He's not ready for it. A lot of damage done. The pre-fire from the M4, but the shotgun wins it out. The Favelas take round 3.
Well, a nice orchestrated comeback there from the Favelas. Once again, for the 3rd round in a row, the opening frag has gone to the favor of the Gatekeepers. But the Favelas, well, they know how to deal with those comebacks. They know how to deal with the man advantage. And they did exactly that back-to-back rounds. Despite being down a person early on, you saw DS Lucas get the trade eventually, taking down the Zofia. And it was a beautiful hold, just holding down kids, locking it down, preventing the white stairs push from Splash, and preventing Rexevi from being able to do much on that rappel. Rexevi really playing well tonight, especially getting a lot of frags on that last map as well on the castle, but still sticking hard to those support players, just being a support operator as that team lead and as that captain, and really just okay fragging on those support roles. Only 2 kills so far in this map, but nobody on the side of Gatekeepers has really fell into their element quite yet. It's Gomez, DS Lucas, and Beastly who have just shut that down so far. The Favelas are looking strong, but after 2 wins, they're going to be forced to go to their tertiary bomb site. What we've seen the Favelas, this is the 3rd time we've seen them here. That is going to be meeting room kitchen as their tertiary choice, rather than the sometimes preferred meeting room dining. Excuse me, kitchen dining.
5 seconds left.
We've seen kind of a variance between which objective has been preferred. I don't think it's by a huge margin. I think it's something like 3-2 or 4-3 in terms of dining rounds to meeting rounds. I already expressed this, I think, on day 1 that I much prefer the dining objective because of what you can do inside of showers, but perhaps the Favelas have found something that works better for them. The castle setup, maybe going to go for a bit of a vertical extension. We'll shoot open the big window. The vertical angles below will make the entry there a bit of a struggle. Just so long as they can drone this out, though, you might be able to dislodge this player. Jolton on the pre-fire, waiting for something to happen. As Fish will rotate, Beastly finds the drone, maybe a second, dancing around inside a kid's bedroom and trying to push him out. Veltwinter will go down early, caught out inside of the dorm's hall. He can pick himself back up, perhaps withstand and return to the fight here, instead of having one of his teammates come and pick him up, but trade-off for there, obviously the HP loss. And Jolton, well, he's got a bit of a loss himself, hiding way back in the corner of kitchen. Here comes the jump in, likely to see from Rexevi, but instead he'll go for the rappel, looking to get this angle. And Gomez, I think, recognizes that. He's going to look for it, crossing off all the angles. Rexevi not tempting it too much. He doesn't want to expose himself to the window. Instead, we'll see Gomez fall further back as Splash gets the opener onto Fish.
Well, Fish, once again, an early pick there in the hands of the Gatekeepers, but this time it's 2 early picks as Rexevi will also find Gomez. That vertical angle not paying off for the smoke that time. So it's going to be up to Beastly, Jolton, and DS Lucas to make something happen here. Beastly is still upstairs, really forcing this vertical hold, despite there being only a minute left on the clock. DS Lucas also on the roam, and Jolton. We got a full roam squad here as Jolton now starting to fall back towards the site. Mata going to take quite a bit of damage, but will prevail in that gunfight against Beastly. DS Lucas finds the trade. Rexevi hits the floor. Apollo will also get down, but not out, with a great shot from DS Lucas, but now stuck in security. Jolton finds one. Immediately traded out by Feltwinter, and Feltwinter finds the double. DS Lucas will be the final player to be cut down, and the Gatekeepers will stay in the fight, and they will equalize at 2-2.
Guess it's all about those opening frags. The gatekeepers secure them, and it's an easy road straight to the objective and to the round win. The favelas finally, the basement site will become open again to them after an unsuccessful meeting defense. The dorm site worked for them, which was curious because a lot of what makes a dorm's defense successful also plays into the meeting hold. But I feel like there was too much dedicated to the kitchen side of things, and simply put, the gatekeepers performed better on the top floor clear. We never saw the kill confirmed onto Feltwinter when he was initially downed by one of those upstairs players. Had that have happened, the opening frag was probably either much delayed from Splash onto Fish, or maybe it just would not have happened entirely. And that's something else to discuss. The performance of Fish. He is I'm hesitant to say this. Sometimes Fish can be off and on. He can have really good days, and then sometimes it's just like he doesn't show up to play. And maybe that's going to punish him here in a best of one. You know, it's not like you have that one map to warm up, but the favelas, they should already be warmed up, and Fish had a strong game when they played earlier on this map, and so hopefully for him, what that'll mean is that they can regroup and find their stride. Already having won 2 of their defenses, though, the gatekeepers have essentially got what they need if we want to go for the round economics route. Gatekeepers with 2, favelas with 2. You would like to see for the BFTF fans that the favelas would take these next 2 victories, but nothing is guaranteed in a world where the gatekeepers can consistently find the opening frag.
I mean, yeah, the gatekeepers are finding that opening pick every single round so far, unless I'm mistaken here, Reese. I think that is what they've done, and it's been quite successful for them. I mean, 2 of the rounds, obviously, the favelas were able to mount that comeback, but if gatekeepers keep that early frag up, at some point, it's gotta snap. It's gotta be too much for the favelas to handle, especially on this defense when, you know, you distinctly have that early advantage. Still with a minute burned in this round, Fish, not the early pick just yet. He's still up on the board, and he's eager to find some picks of his own as he plays that Jaeger role. Doing what he does best here over in J, Bunker and Elbow, just waiting for this push to come into blue. It's a precarious position, to say the least, especially not being supported by any utility or deployable shield. And now the precarious position is actually going to be Gomez, as the frags are going to come down, peeking towards Harry Potter. Splash going to get all the shots down, and the smoke eventually gets taken down as well. So DS Lucas now alone here in pillars. He's got some utility to support him, but the frag dump pouring on in. He's going to be forced to back off to Freezer, his general rotating route that we've seen him take every single round. But Beastly has actually snuck off of sight here and is actually going for a little bit of a rotation. Fish locked in the J bunker, finds one, but Splash will refrag, and so will Apollo. DS Lucas finds one, taking down Splash, keeping it for a 3 versus 2. But now we do have one player off site still, and that's Beastly. So the site is all up to DS Lucas to fend off 3 attackers. Beastly now starting to work this flank. Could prove effective if they're not careful, but they were fully aware as Mata delivers the fatal blow. It's gatekeepers once again, a tremendous advantage for them. Now it's still going to be up to DS Lucas. He's got enough bullets to do it. He's got the Alda, but he's got to find 3, and simply gatekeepers are not giving him the opportunities that he needs.
Well, here's an opportunity to work your way back in. Rexevi has bailed off the plant once, and so that will delay and allow more time further. DS Lucas gets 2nd, but Rexevi does not allow the 3rd. And that will be the round for gatekeepers. You have to stop letting Gomez die early on these basement holds, because the smoke is the one thing that keeps the gatekeepers at bay. If you've got gas canisters, well, very simply, you can't really go aggressive and move through into the objective. And Gomez just dies early. He plays his life almost inside a pillar. We saw him get taken out by a frag grenade once. The second time, he made the decision to try and use one of the gas canisters by swinging onto the back stairs with no coverage from his teammates, no assurances that the position was vacant. And unfortunately, because of that, one of the Gatekeepers attackers was there and ready
Attackers need
and
to
gunned him
locate and
down for
defuse
it.
as many bombs as
And
they
if
can.
you are trying to play Oregon without a smoke, it's not really something that works, because Oregon as a map is a lot about the doors and the angles when you move closer. There's a lot of buffer rooms, I know we already talked about that, and it's just, you need the smoke to be staying alive. And if he goes down here again early in this round, whether it be as the opener or one that follows shortly after that, I have to point it out again, because it's just nearly impossible to play on Oregon when you don't have that capability to slow things down.
10 seconds left.
Well, the time hasn't really been a factor, like you said. It's the Gatekeepers who are really just storming in without much resistance, and because of that, they have ample time to find the picks, ample time to get that utility dump unfolding onto the site. And so we're going to have to see how that plays out in round number 6, but right now, the Gatekeepers, they've got the momentum after those 2 rounds in a row. Obviously, the momentum is going to be looked to be stopped here. Both Fish and DS Lucas attempting to play some aggressive positioning here. Fish positioned here, bottom of Freezer Stairs. Jolton in small tower. DS Lucas will be hanging out, retreating back towards site a little bit. But this is the dorm site. Last time we were here, it was the Favelas who took the victory. So there's no reason to suspect they couldn't do it again, especially if Jolton is able to capitalize on this aggressive position in small tower. Splash not going to allow the small tower to be too much of a factor just yet, already opening up big window, getting the pressure mounting from there. But for the rest of the team, they're going to start doing that traditional take, while DS Lucas, going to spray through that master wall, going to hurt him just a little bit, but he will escape with his life.
We saw very impactful play from the small tower earlier, but in this time, it looks like it's the opposite direction. The melee here, the Maverick knows, and I think Jolton is aware of that. He looked for the opportunity. He realized that the Gatekeepers were going to be prepared for it, and thus he gives it up. Splash, though, take a look at this. He has not a lot of health to fight with, and perhaps this is the situation where the Favelas can find their equalizer now with him on low HP. We'll see an aggressive play. There we go, Jolton. He gets Rex heavy. Splash, even though he's on low HP, still gets his opener onto Fish. Now, for the 3rd time this game, Jolton, though, quickly cuts him down, so at least the tide is stemmed. But Splash just consistently kills Fish, and that is not a kill that you want to keep happening. Apollo will go down. He tries to move in from Gen Wall. Feltwinter will provide the coverage, so there's a chance that Apollo gets picked up, but it's going to have to be from Mata, who is over here far, far away. A gas canister is sent out to stall the progress, delay this attack, and possibly try and confirm the kill. It seems as though Apollo has already fallen back further to the site. Getting him back up and in play will be important for this 3v3 execute with 30 seconds remaining.
Well, now with about 25 seconds left, it's that 2v3, the 3v3 execute now that Apollo, like you said, has been revived. So Feltwinter, low on HP, but still can make this happen. Mata gonna swing, find the body shots on DS Lucas, taking him down. Beasley finds the trade, keeping us even. Jolton answers back, and Jolton with a double, and the Favelas will take round number 6. Jolton, I believe that was a triple kill on the round for him, and that is a beautiful way keep us even at 3-3 going into the second split. But you have to look at who was on defense just then. It was the Favelas. It is even footing, but generally you consider the defensive half a bit more advantageous, especially on a map that both of these teams are familiar with. So going into their defensive half, I would think that the Gatekeepers may have a little bit of an advantage here.
Certainly agree with that. We'll have to wait and see how they perform here now that the Favelas specifically are on the attack. I think this first round is all about setting the trend, because it seems like it's just Gatekeepers have this ability to corrupt matches and just force them where the only thing that matters is the frags and the momentum. So far, I mean, the Favelas have got some momentum from their comeback, but they probably, exiting that first split, would have liked to be at the 4-2, because what that does is on your attacks, now all you need is 3 round wins in order to guarantee yourself that victory. We'll have to see them
Attackers have
fight to
located
keep
a
this
bomb.
even, and I think unless the gatekeepers are particularly voracious, I think they've got a chance to at least guarantee themselves a win, very close to the end of regulation, such as was the case on Villa, or maybe the Favelas will bring it all the way through to OT, and once we get there, we can talk a little bit about how the progression and the sides will affect that.
Well, the progression of these rounds so far, it really has been back and forth, neither team running away with it just yet, and that's exactly why we sit even at a 3-3 scoreline. But heading into round number 7, obviously the Gatekeepers and their aggressive defensive style, they're going to be looking to, like you said, Reese, corrupt this match, shake things up a little bit more, and possibly find some early impact frags on these aggressing favela attackers. With this E-box hatch open, though, that's going to allow Splash to have free roam of the basement, rotate up and down, and continue the reign of terror that we've seen from Splash across all matches. And now with full tower control, Jolton on that Maverick's going to use that Surrey torch to get that crossfire going through Attic. He's going to start with that Maverick trick. On the other side of things, Beastly going to be prioritizing that closet wall to establish the game's crossfire that we've talked about time and time again. Apollo also waiting for this push to come through with the tower cam still up, allowing for a potential flank if they're careful. Feltwinter still just always swinging these windows and just not getting punished for it. We've seen it match after match. So far, hasn't been punished yet this round. A couple more shots come out. The Quick Pete's dancing back and forth. Feltwinter really just trying to go for that home run, that grand slam shot that is tough to land. Splash may be working a little bit of a flank here, but he may notice a drone and may think twice about that. But he does have a C4 and at any time could lob that through the attic hatch and potentially find some attackers waiting to eat that nitro cell.
Feltwinter displaying some shades of his performance on Cafe, constantly peeking those cigar windows, but nothing to claim for it just now. The Banshee's gonna get removed here by Beastly, who tempts his luck by swinging the door and getting that melee off. Flashbang sent in, no ADS to capture it, as we'll see Favelas progress in their capture of this room. Oh no, here, how does he lose that splash onto Jolton? The sailing nitro is sent up, and Fish luckily will secure that refrag, so the damage already done. 35 seconds to go as the Favelas, working from a point of disadvantage, will have to fight it all the way home to this bomb site. DS Lucas on the rotate from Trophy Room is looking to catch out one of these players and put this into a 3v4, but this mirror window still being up presents a significant issue. Rexevi taken down, but so far manages to kill Fish. It's Mata on to DS Lucas as well. Feltwinter gets Gomez. The last jump in from Beastly. A second for the Vector Gatekeepers take the first round of their defenses.
Oh my goodness. Well, the Gatekeepers, they're here to play. And they are here to shake things up, and they did it on that round. They forced the Favelas to attack to give in that 20-second meta. And well, a perfect retake. Take a perfect swinging and timing of those angles to really deny that last second push. A brilliant play from all of those Gatekeepers defenders. And well, we're going to have to see how the Favelas are able to adapt in their second attacking round. We're going to be pivoting over to the basement, but right now this is looking good for the Gatekeepers. You predicted this perfectly, Reese. I mean, you said that there was a distinct possibility that even, the Gatekeepers being on their defensive side, they can run away with it, and that is what Favelas have to be worried about. And if they're not careful, we could very well see that here, especially after that strong performance in that first defending round from the Gatekeeper.
You need to make sure, as the Favelas, that you still have a solid grasp of the morale for your team. You don't want the Gatekeepers to get into your head because, I mean, they're the perfect team, really. They have nothing to lose here. They want to win. They obviously want to get back to the grand finals to play versus Ape later in the afternoon, but we'll move again to the basement. And it's been kind of back and forth this map so far. It hasn't been a sound victory really for one side, and actually I think the attackers have had a bit of an advantage. And what's enabling that is the fact that gatekeepers, when they were attacking, are so consistent to find the opening kills. Here's Splash on the Vigil Realm. This is something that I suggested to Favelas to modify their hold so that they could further protect against their opponent earlier. I think that was in the Ape game, where they were able to kind of stifle the push and make sure that everything worked a bit slower. And being able to roam as the Vigil is certainly helpful. We'll see Splash move on over here. You've got somebody up in T3, it looks like, from the Favelas, so they might be aware of this roam, and they might put some effort into clearing it. In fact, it is Fish, the signature face of this team. He'll drop on down and begin the process of clearing things, applying a lot of pressure to the back stairs, but it's DS Lucas who gets the opener onto Splash. Of all people. You could not have asked for a better kill to kick off this round.
Yeah, the roaming Vigil getting punished for that over-aggression, a storyline we've seen play out time and time again in match after match. And that's going to force these defenders to retreat just a little bit and play a bit more passive now that the man advantage is in the favor of the Favelas. With a minute 30 on the clock, this is good progress from the attack, but they're going to still have to translate this focus into the basement site. They're going to have to get that pressure going in the E-box and down tower stairs if they're going to want to find these picks. We do have a little bit of roam action still going. I mean, it's Rexevi on the top of the freezer stairs trying to find any little feet that may dart across here, but that is not where the attackers are coming from right now. Feltwinter still free to hang out in blue, fully swings the double doors and gets punished as well. Gomez delivers the blow onto the Jaeger, and now it's a 5v3. Now the gatekeepers are going to be even forced to be more passive, but for some reason, I have a suspicion that they're going to ignore that piece of advice and they're going to keep swinging angles like madmen, because that is what they do best. Jolton drops the hatch, finds one Apollo. Fish cuts another one on Tamada. It's all up to Rexevi. He finds one with the SMG-11, but he's got 4 more to find. He'll take a few more shots on the Jolton, but he gets taken down for his troubles as Jolton will finally deliver the blow, and Rexevi falls to the dirt. A beautiful counter there from Favelas, making their attacking pressure known, proving that they can indeed get the better of this gatekeeper's defense.
This is what was necessary. Getting the equalization again. Finally, we'll see the Favelas that we know, the team that had their strong day in the sun for Challenger League, but here inside of the Nerd Street Gamers Cyber Athlete Championship Series tournament, their eye is on the prize. We'll have to see them progress even further. 3 rounds separate either of these teams from securing this match. The basement played again. Perhaps the gatekeepers have seen something that we hadn't, and this is exactly what we saw earlier in the day, or rather earlier in this match itself. I guess it has been a bit of time since then, but it was the scenario where basement was played twice. The first attempt didn't go so well for the Favelas. The gatekeepers blasted on through and were able to take the plant and the win as a result. But immediately after that, we saw the Favelas repeat the objective and win it on their defense. So maybe that's what the gatekeepers are attempting to do here with their setup. Splash was very unlucky on his roam, and we'll see so a bit of a utility switched up. He doesn't have the Vigil. It didn't seem to make really too much of a difference in that previous round because DS Lucas found him out. But I think having the Malusi with her Banshees deployed on the objective could be of some more use, and we've seen a lot of success for Malusi this tournament. The MP5 is quite the weapon.
It is indeed, and now we're going to have to see exactly how this one is going to go down. Fish, we've seen him do this every attacking round so far, working his way in T3, sneak his way down the tower, and clear the roam out from here. Is going to be a sneaky little roamer in attic. I believe that is Splash positioned there. And that is going to be a potential issue for Favelas if a flank does go down in the end. But the drone work coming out from DS Lucas and team, they're going to be looking to figure out exactly what kind of roam presence they're going to deal with. They know that Splash is the roamer that they're going to see every single round. Last time they dealt with Splash swiftly and decisively. It's going to be about emulating that same success and taking down the Malusi early on. If not, Splash will be able to possibly get a nice little flank in the end and really stall out this basement push. And that's why we see Splash being a little bit more passive now, trying to be more of a factor into that late game when that 20-second meta comes into fruition. But with a minute 30 to go, we're still on the same pace we were last round. Surrey Torch doing its good work opening up this E-box hatch. Feltwinter doing what we see him do every round, swing everything possible. And Splash will finally get punished for that roam. Fish doing a great job with that roam clear, brilliant coordination, and the Favelas once again start off with the man advantage.
This is a turning point for the Favelas to have gunned down Splash now twice in a row without suffering much at all. Not even losing a bit of health in that previous round. It seems like Fish had to fight for his pick just a little bit more. But losing Splash is huge because Splash was the playmaker in a lot of these best of ones. And because of these games and their sporadic, very swift nature, losing this player might result in, a few rounds to go the way you don't want it to. Fish is holding the angle. Mata tries to peek. He goes for it again. More damage dealt as the R4C continues to rip away at the elbow. It's Fish onto Feltwinter. Apollo gets the refrag now. DS Lucas, 31 seconds. Fish gets Apollo. That's a triple kill for him. Looking to make his impact felt, but Mata shuts it down as the AUG A3 gets its kill before Mata takes just a bit more damage. Sitting near Absolute here inside of the freezer, Rex Heavy waits on Pony. The reverse plant does not find success, but Gomez does onto Rex Heavy. It's just Mata with the kill now, and he gets it! What a clutch for the Gatekeepers! The Cade goes crazy, and DS Lucas is gone!
Oh my goodness, Mata with the massive play, the triple, I believe, and the ending with the Magnum. What a way.
On me, and important to note, now that we've got the score up on the screen, you can see that the Gatekeepers are only one round away from reaching match point. Though, back on Villa, we saw for so long how they sat on 5 rounds won. And the thing is, versus Aerial Arise, Aerial had to make such a drastic comeback. There were so many rounds that they needed to win in order to come even close. The Favelas are already here.
That they are. I mean, it's not a long gap that they have to make up. I mean, it will be if the Gatekeepers can find a way to take this round here on the dorm site. I mean, the first time and the only other time we saw dorms in play, the Gatekeepers, of course, did indeed take that round. So they're going to be looking to continue that success, continue that dominance. And when we did see them play here last time, it wasn't just a squeaked out of a round win. It was a decisive one. I mean, it was... And they forced the Favelas to wait until the final 10 seconds to push into the site, and when they did, it was an absolute decisive take from the Gatekeepers. They put that vice grip onto the site, and they did not let the Favelas get close. So they're going to be looking to delay a similar amount this time. Splash, well, he's looking to not be the early first frag, as he has been in many of these rounds, the defensive rounds at least. And so that is exactly what we're going to be having to pay attention to here in round number 10. Apollo is on the Bandit rather than the Kaid. The battery's going to be used for that closet wall and that attic wall, I would assume at least. But those are not going to be any problem to deal with. You can come from below and impact those out with that Ash breaching round or those frag grenades from either Gomez or Jolton.
Mata is back at this window position, right at the tail end of that previous Dorm's defense. We saw the Favelas when they pushed. Everybody, it seemed, was kind of split apart, and they forced in all at different positions, which I think was kind of the nail in the coffin for them. Siege is a team game. You have to play together as a squad, and pushing individually at different times through different entry points does not serve you any advantage as an attacker when, as soon as you reach into the objective, that's kind of the climax, the apex point of each round. Here comes Splash on the newly minted Jaeger. No more Vigil or Malusi for me, he says, the 416 in hand. Mata's position, it seems the Favelas are insistent on clearing. I'm not the hugest fan, honestly, of a split push between White and the big window. It's not one that has a whole lot of success, and, well, that trend may continue into this round as Splash shuts down DS Lucas quite early on here.
Now with about a minute 20 left in this round, it's the Favelas who seem to be struggling just a little bit here to mount this traction on this big window and onto the dorm site. Jolton rotating around, possibly considering to go towards Master and join over here by the position that Feltwinter is holding, but they're just waiting for these players to come in, and that's what the Gatekeepers did so beautifully last time. Splash isn't waiting. He'll take down Fish. That's a huge pick. Gomez and Beastly both take down very low, and Nitro self-toss their direction. Jolton delivers the trade, finds one, but Apollo answers back and finds the refrag. Now a 2 versus 4. Gomez and Beastly, players left to prevent the Gatekeepers from heading over to 6-4. Match point. Splash takes a few shots. Gomez from the big window. The Toxic Fade obscures the vision, but it's Beastly who gets taken down on the bottom of White Stairs. Splash gets down for his troubles as well, and Gomez is sure to pad the KD and finish that kill off. Then a 1 versus 3. He's swinging in with the SMG-11, and no chance. That's going to get shut down by Rexevi, and the Gatekeepers move on to 6-4. Match point.
Well, I assume, or perhaps I was wrong in my assumptions that the Gatekeepers plan to linger on the match point because they spend very little time in approaching it and will now stand on the brink of eliminating the Favelas from this entire tournament. Kitchen and dining, though. The tertiary site. This will be where the Favelas need to play at their best. And from what I remember earlier in that ape game, the Favelas, they got punished when they made a bunch of mistakes. Or really, it was only a small, minute amount of mistakes and some really acute ones. But their opponent, Ape, worked fantastically despite some big advantages with how fast the Favelas took control of showers on this site. They managed to pull off a big flank. I think Gatekeepers are likely to try and attempt that again in this round, just the same as we saw, and Forrest was very successful with that play when he pulled it off. Gatekeepers at least, though, have some padding. If they lose this round, still match point for them, it's still 6-5, and they would have opened up once more their basement site, which they won most recently on. But to look into that round, you need to recognize the fact that last time it came very close and was won, I think, almost solely by the combo clutch duo of Mata and Rexevi. This time, we're seeing an operator which has only reared its head 1 or 2 times in this entire tournament. From the broadcasted matches, it'll be the clash of Rexevi.
Well, the Clash may be positioning over in showers, at least to hold that position. This is, in fact, a kitchen and dining hold rather than the kitchen and meeting hold that the Favelas on their defenses seem to prefer. For now, it's going to be Rexevi just hanging out on this small tower dining door, waiting for this push to come in. We got that enemy detected outside flash on our screen. I believe that was Splash, who went for a potential run out over on the master balcony. There's going to be 2 players upstairs getting very aggressive on the roam. Mata C4 not connecting. Rexevi going to take a little bit of damage here from above as the vertical angles are starting to be opened by this attack. Now Splash, he'll be here to contest this vertical play, but it's going to be easier said than done as the pressure continues to build from the attackers. Now Shower's control has been sacrificed, and we have an attacker inching his way up in there. That's going to be Fish now all the way through sight, looking towards the white staircase. That's going to be 1 to find. Mata falls. Fish now flashing in. The Clash in a very vulnerable position, but Fish going to try to back off. Gomez with a shot on a Rexevi. Just as the Clash turns away, Fish finds another. That's going to be Feltwinter to hit the floor, but a great pick. We're using the mirror window to the best of her ability. That will be Apollo to find Gomez. Now a 2 versus 4. A minute 30 to go. The X-Kairos pellets now attempting to open this mirror window. Apollo tries to go for the peek out, but does not deliver the frags. The flashes come in. The air jab throws a flash all over the place, and Fish will take the kill. The triple kill for Fish. Now it is a 1v4. Apollo's able to get 1 at least. That's going to be Fish hitting the deck. But hitting the deck will also be the diffuser, as Beastly gets that on the ground. Now the swing comes in, and Dias Lucas will find the head. And the Favelas, they keep their hopes alive, and they'll take round 11.
Well, now we've arrived at the moment that I talked about. This padding has helped the Gatekeepers make sure that their man advantage, or rather their match advantage, their round advantage, and their match point is still intact. But what will be the storyline of the basement defense? Because you can't count on Mata to be that clutch player again for you, especially when it was such a rare play. Nothing against Mata, but he hasn't, he's not a Feltwinter or a Splash. He's that flex person that you put at the back of the objective to hold the line until the end of the round. If the Favelas learned their lesson, if they play more coordinated, you have a much better shot to take this, I think. And we'll see the sledge from Gomez. He's got those frags, so maybe this will be more impactful and he'll be able to clear things out. But I guess we'll really have to see. It would be kind of a foolish decision to try and predict this now. The Gatekeepers are supposed to be the kings of the best of ones, but it looks like the Favelas are primed to fight this through to overtime and retake the possibility of a win and a grand finals date with Destiny.
Well, the date with Destiny is going to have to wait a little bit longer. They still are down a round, and the Gatekeepers, just any small fluke on the part of the Favelas will give Gatekeepers the ticket they need to go to the grand final. It is match point after all, and as another beautiful ban wave comes through, we're going to be heading over to the basement. The first time that the Gatekeepers elected to defend this, it was the Favelas who took it swiftly, but the second time, the round immediately following, the Gatekeepers made the necessary adjustments. Yes, it was a tough one, and it was a clutch, but the clutch was enough to give Gatekeepers the round win. And so the most recent time they were here, it was that clutch from the Kaid. But a clutch from the Kaid like that, it's going to be hard to come out once again. They're going to have to figure out something to get this defense a little more cleaned up. Step one of that is going to be making sure that you do not lose Splash in the first minute of the round. It's happened most times so far with the Splash over-aggressing usually. And now Fish is the one aggressing now. But here comes Splash, and there it is. We scripted it, and almost as if Splash heard me, he's going to over-aggress, swing into the sightline of Fish, and pay the price for it. The first minute of the round, and Splash is gone. The same situation we've seen the Gatekeepers struggle in before, but now it's them who have to mount the comeback on this round.
You could not have asked for a better way to kick this off with Splash falling and Fish in his element. What's going on here? They're going to try to... Feltwinter, maybe you're going to nitro up through the hatch? I don't know about you, but it's probably pretty likely that would have been electrified. The nitro comes back again, but a flashbang, I think, softens up Macy J position so much that they're going to consider forfeiting it. Nope, Feltwinter's back. He will return after all of that utility has been burned. But the frag grenades in the hands of both Gomez and Jolton could very well mean his demise if he continues to play aggressively there. He's fallen back, deciding whether or not he wants to play in freezer or instead more passively close inside of storage. Fish has moved up. Here's his position. He wants to make sure nobody's behind the box. Nope, he already knows. Waiting at the doorway. Here comes the impact. Apollo onto Gomez. The swing around the Malusi doesn't know. Fish has already moved up. Jolton's kill onto Apollo will surely be felt. It's a 2v4 with Favelas almost assured that they will take match point, but look at who's remaining for the Gatekeepers. It's the clutch duo. Can they make it happen? A nitro flies in. Does it do any damage? Likely none onto Fish. An aggressive peek up here by Rexevi trying to find anything, but it's only sparse bits of damage under the various members of Favelas who have fought hard through this round to remain at 100 health. Jolton onto Mata. That's his double kill. It's just Rexevi, the captain for the 1v4 clutch. 100 health. The SMG-11 is not the weapon to take on 4 opponents, though. Doesn't check the corner. The DS Lucas will go down in the close range. The SMG-11 reigns supreme. Oh no, Fish is on such low health. This is Rexevi making it work. He gets the kill now, and the Favelas play it passive. The diffuser is down with the player up on the hatch, and the other one passive, waiting inside freezer. The human drone of DS Lucas is shut down. Confirmed now the rush up close. A gas canister toss. That mirror window is still well up. He's going to try to go for the ninja defuse. It doesn't work. He fails. Beastly will get round 12 under their thumb as the Favelas move forward to overtime.
Whew, that was a close round, but it was Favelas who prevailed, and this is the comeback we talked about. This is the struggle that the Gatekeepers have to close out their maps. They struggled earlier today, and we're watching it unfold in front of our eyes again. It's 6-6. This one's going to overtime. We did call that it would end up here. going down to the wire. But it seems that the Favelas are now the ones with the momentum. They are on attack. It is generally an advantage to be on defense, especially in overtime, and that's exactly where the gatekeepers will be. But these last two rounds have not gone in their favor, so they're going to have to find a new level of energy. They're going to have to find that aggression once again to being able to take these rounds back and possibly get their way to the grand final. The Favelas have looked so good. They've been methodical, it's been clinical, and they've had these textbook roam clears. They've taken out Splash, the over-aggressive roamers, and they've used that man advantage to just play those refrags and get that momentum going onto the site. We're headed back to dorms. The last time we were here, it was the gatekeepers who took the win, but the time before that, it was also the gatekeepers. So 2 rounds here, they've only shown success on this site. It's the Favelas. The onus is on them. They are the ones that are going to have to go out of their way to win this round.
What a triumph winning this round would be for the Favelas. It'd be 3 in a row after their strong performance on dining. They're going to look to try and emulate that. The dining round, I think, was their best of the entire attacking half. And I suppose you could say that's a cop-out because it's the tertiary bomb site, but their performance on the round was certainly commendable. Their plant, the aggressive way that they moved in, eliminating all resistance from the gatekeepers. Here comes Fish. He really loves this rappel in to clear out the big tower, and with the gatekeepers' love of playing aggressive and hiding in rat corners, you might as well go and make sure that this is cleared. Gomez is going to sledge open the wall, hopping in, furthering the agenda of the Favelas, making sure that this rotates locked off. Look at Splash. He's just itching to get aggressive and swing this door. Thinks the better of it. Doesn't want to go down on the opener again, as we saw in the previous round. That was not the way to kick this one off. Apollo is spotted. They've got a lot of work to do to get this wall open. The Bandit might try to get a little lucky, maybe toss a nitro C4 over the wall. Fish will pull the flashbang out. He's got the pistol in hand. They're going to try to clear the ADS, I imagine, with the next step being to eliminate this Banshee, but a gas canister will impede their progress. Apollo is still waiting, holding the Maverick's holes through this wall. If Maverick falls and they refuse or fail simply to get this wall open, I think that is approaching the end point here. Beastly has 1 remaining set of X-Kairos, and the wall is actually successful now, so they've managed to open it up. They'll have to shoot it very simply to get this open, unless maybe Apollo is going to do them a quick favor and use the nitro cell to remove what's left of the soft cannon.
Well, Apollo holding this angle very close, a dangerous position to say the least. Jolton going to swing on, try to soft bang him through this couch, and it works. Apollo hits the deck, and that's going to be the fatal blow delivered by Jolton. C4 from below. That's going to take Jolton to about 2 HP, and he's going to toss a frag grenade out in frustration. But now Fish, rotating around, trying to find some more action. Splash delivers the kill onto Gomez, as now Fish is establishing this long angle through the white hall. Now Splash just doesn't even care. Just going to walk all the way up towards this breach. He's going to be looking for anyone remaining outside. Splash now hiding in this blindside debris, completely hidden in a body on our screens at least. But we're going to have to see exactly what the attackers are able to see. That's going to be Diaz Lucas inching their way up. Mata takes quite a bit of damage there with 20 seconds to go, but Splash stands up at the wrong moment, and that's going to be the momentum shift that they needed. Favelas now with the absolute pressure to push on into this site. With 10 seconds left, the plant goes down. Fish finds 1 as Jolton was down. Mata takes down Fish in response. Mata finds 2 as Jolton will finally get down as well. So it's a 2v2, no, a 2v1 as Diaz Lucas finds 1, and Beastly takes down Mata on the rotation, and the Favelas with round 13 under their belts.
Winning this attack was so important, as I discussed. This is the morale and motivation boost. Now with a defense full of choices, any flavors, the Favelas get their pick. Will it be the basement? Will it be dorms? That's the decision, and it seems they want to make sure that they've got the best one going here. It's contested between the basement and dorms. Finally, they will lock it in. Kids dorms up next. This has been such a long and drawn-out match. The losers bracket final. Whoever wins this, maybe this next round's victor. Favelas will push forward. an 8-6, but so far the Gatekeepers are behind in their own game in the best of one. Jolton with a last-second switch will pick up the Malusi. You don't really want to try and defend this bomb site without the Malusi, because slowing down the Gatekeepers' offense, especially as it pertains to the Banshee you are almost certain to see deployed inside of Attic, is paramount. Slowing down the attackers from taking control of there has a lot of impact when it translates to moving closer on your assault, your tour, effectively, to the objective. The Banshee being able to, A, slow down the attacker's push in the physical and, I guess, strategical sense, and as well force them to either decide, are we going to walk through this Banshee and have constant sound call and basically allow for someone on the Favelas to swing through and gun us down, or are we going to deploy all of our own utility to burn out whatever may be protecting it, likely to see the ADS from the Jaeger, considering he's the only catcher on the board, with Momai having been banned. And then eventually we will see some method of soft breaching, whether that be the frag grenades for Mata, or maybe the sledgehammer, or even the lifeline grenades from Feltwinter on the Zoe, or maybe even the Ash. We got a whole bank of possibilities, really. It's just Apollo who can't do much. Maybe if he gets lucky, the detonation from his ex-Kairos will get it, but that's not how you're going to clear it here as the Gatekeepers. But are they going to try and even go for Attic control? It doesn't seem like it. They're fully rotated to go for an east to west pinch onto the objective.
Well, this pinch onto the objective is going to have to come down. I mean, you take a look at the history that each of these teams have had on this site in this match alone. It was the Favelas who prevailed on both of their dorms' defenses on that first split. So as the time ticks away here, it's going to be the onus on this attack from the Gatekeepers. How are they going to make something happen? Fish is going to start things off big, and he'll take down Mata. It'll get traded out for that one. Rexebi delivering the smart trade there. Now we'll go up on that rappel to establish that angle through that game's window. But DS Lucas here in a bit of a vulnerable position, is potentially can be caught out from some vertical shots from below. This breaching round is going to go out and attempt to aid the opening of this closet wall. That could be too little too late. The time is ticking away, and this attacking pressure is yet to find much of a foothold. With these mirror windows, that makes any last-second push even more impossible, even though Beastly not at too many frags right now, still playing extremely well and being great for his team as DS Lucas finds one, and no, he'll find two. Feltwinter and Rexevi hit the floor, Jolton with another, and it looks like the Favelas are headed over to the grand finals. It's Apollo left to do it all. They've got 4 more to find, but he's got his work cut out for him. He'll look at one, he'll take him down to the ground. Down but not out is DS Lucas. Trying to deliver that blow, pad that KD a little bit before the fatal blows happen with 30 seconds to go. Apollo swings in and Gomez shuts him down. The GGs come out and Favelas have booked their ticket to the grand finals against 8.
It was that initial overtime attacking round win. It delivers the Favelas, and eventually they close it out with their success on the dorms defense.
What a way to end that one out. I mean, just incredible gameplay there from Favelas, hoping to now take that rematch.